Welcome back to a series of podcasts celebrating the 15th anniversary of Sounds Like This, Eric Hutchinson's first full-length record, and I have the man with me right now, Eric Hutchinson.
Hello, world. We are on to side two.
Side two, yes. And it's going to be soon on vinyl, and Eric's going to be playing shows, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cool stuff, not only for fans, but people that are in the E-Hutch Club, which I am a proud member of.
Thank you.
Let's go to O. Oh, now you've done it.
Oh, exclamation point. We went from ampersand to exclamation point.
Yeah, so you have to, okay, it's all right with me. You don't have to believe me. Now you just completely stripped it down. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Funnily enough, probably one of your greatest message songs told through, again, it's a storyteller song, through other people. And all of us who are big fans of this song really do love how you build each verse and you take us through the storyline. Tell me about your writing this and the structure of how you wanted to do that.
So this was one of the songs, of the handful of songs I wrote while I was waiting to get dropped by Maverick Records. So this would not have been on an album that I made before that.
Oh, cool.
But it was a song I really loved. I was really high on it when I made it, and I really loved it. And that's why I put it in this crucial spot of the beginning of what would be a side two. Like, this was, to me...
Were records still out then? No.
No, records weren't that big, but I was aware that, like, it's part of what made listening to a CD even still an album work, was that there was an ebb and flow.
True.
It wasn't just this, going down all the way. But so I wrote this song at a time when I was traveling around, I was bouncing around, I was waiting in purgatory to find out if I was still on a label or not. And it was just in a time where it just felt like people were talking to me unsolicited. I'm not the kind of person that invites a ton of conversation.
Right.
And it just felt like people were talking to me, and I just found myself as a solo person in a bunch of different experiences. And then again, this song, though, I extrapolated and created these conversations. Only one or two, but I took the settings and things like that. But it was kind of, I'm really still love these lyrics, and I'm really proud of this song. And I very much remember living this song and writing this song and what it meant to me. And to me, it's like kind of like a classic lyrical song that I write, where it's a little ambiguous, and it's trying to make sense of everything, but it's, in the end, we're gonna be okay.
I got arrested in the dark of the night. Cop got restless as he read me my rights. He told me I'm always envious of those that I jail. If I got locked up, nobody come to help me post bail. And I said, oh, 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 oh. And I said, oh, oh, oh.
So it's funny you say that, because it's the only song I printed the lyrics out. I like to do that. But, since these are older songs, we've lived through them.
Trying to save paper.
I'm trying to save paper, help the environment out. But also because I wrote down, as we've gone through this podcast, specific verses. But for this one, I wanted to go through each stanza. So I got arrested in the dark of the night. The cop got restless as he read me my rights. He told me I'm always envious of those that I jail. If I got locked up, nobody come to help me post bail. What is that?
I mean, I think all these verses they're little riddle, limerick. They're like little jokes with like a punchline at the end of each one.
Right. So the cop really wants to be a criminal. This is a cop who arrests
you and says, no, the cop is saying, I'm envious because nobody would bail me out if I got arrested.
So at least you have friends. I don't.
I guess so.
Okay.
And I put that one first because it felt, starting a song, I got arrested.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. No, it's good.
I've never been arrested.
Okay.
Yet.
Went to a party on the side of a hill. Met three Latinas who had gotten their fill. They told me nobody ever gets us down on our knees, simply to help us take a load off our feet. And I said,
Went to a party on the side of a hill, met 3 Latinas who had gotten their fill. They told me nobody ever gets us down on our knees simply to help us take a load off our feet. Is this sex workers we're talking about here?
This takes place, this wasn't a real conversation I had, but this takes place at, Maverick Records was folding. Warner Brothers was trying to decide if I should be on the label or not, and my A&R guy said, you know, Tom Wally's having this big party. He's the president of Warner Brothers. You should really try to get some FaceTime with him, let him know you exist so he can maybe bring you onto the label. So I went to his big party by myself, again, like I went to Daryl Hall's house.
Drove yourself and everything.
I don't do great at a party. I got there and it was like Seal and Heidi Klum and a bunch of musicians and stars, and I was just, there was no walls because it was outdoors, but I was a wallflower. And I don't know where those lines came from about the Latinas. But yeah, I think it was girls saying like, people are only give us a break when they want something from us.
Right, okay.
You know?
Yeah. A lot of these songs are outside, you mentioned it before about rock and roll, it's like an outsider looking in through the glass. And,
exclamation point to me is the epiphany, I think. I'm hearing these people say these things to me and it's stopping me in my tracks and making me consider them. Okay. So they say the line and then I say, oh, huh.
Oh, right, because this is a song about people who can be invisible.
Maybe.
But they're people too. The people that we pass every day could be going through terrible hardships.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
I picked a pocket just to give it all back, took out the license, left the money intact. The man said, I want to thank you. And I had to ask why. That was the old me. I was living a lie.
I picked a pocket just to give it all back. Took out the license, left the money intact. The man said, I want to thank you. And I had to ask why. That was the old me. I was living a lie. And I said, oh.
The man was living a lie? Who got robbed? Was thanking you?
The man was living a lie.
The man said, yeah.
Who I took his...
You took his wallet.
Yeah.
He thanked you.
He said, thanks for taking my, thanks for taking my ID, because that was the old me, kind of,
So I can reinvent myself. That's good. I like that. Is that what you were going for?
Yeah, yeah. And like this, I don't know. Yeah, I just really like these lyrics, and I don't know exactly where they came from, but every now and then, we were talking about this on the phone the other day, every now and then you look back at something you did, you go, hey, pat yourself on the back, that's interesting. That's still interesting to me and still feels like something I would be proud to do now.
Yeah, it's so much easier to look back because it's not right there. You can go, hey, that guy did pretty well. And that's what we're doing here with these podcasts is to look back and see how they, riding the subway with the scent of her hair, she took out a toothbrush, started using it there, which could happen in the subway and has. She explained, I'm always sure today's the day I will die. I want to look good if I get to look God in the eye.
Right in the subway with the scent of her hair. She took out a toothbrush, started using it there. She explained, I'm always sure today's the day I will die. I want to look good if I get to look God in the eye. And I said,
Did someone say that to you or you imagined that?
I imagined that.
Like you're probably thinking, why is this woman brushing her teeth right now on a subway?
Because she wants to look good when she meets her maker.
Okay.
It's I don't know. I don't know what the hell.
And you're like, I see why she's
and I'm like,
brushing her teeth.
Before we get to the last verse, we are skipping over the B section, which I think is important because
I was going to get to that. Okay,
let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay, so I'm never sure what I'm living for, but it's always on my mind, which is very beautifully sung. It's a great melody. Someone comes along, always proves me wrong, think I'm going to be fine.
And I'm never sure what I'm living for, but it's always on my mind. Someone comes along, always proves me wrong, think I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think that's the one part that's me in the song is I'm walking around depressed, confused, wondering what it all means, and here are these people bumping up against me, giving me these little bits of their life and wisdom, and it's just a song kind of in harmony to me.
Well, you're not alone.
Yeah. Even though it was a time, I think about, I was very alone. I was traveling alone all the time, and it wasn't that much fun.
So subconsciously you're trying not to be alone. You're creating characters.
Yeah. And then let's go to the bridge. Let's go to the bridge.
we get lost in the back of our minds, Bridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
We get lost in the back of our minds. Got nothing to burn but time. Everybody's got the love, but they keep it inside. We get lost in the back of our minds. Got nothing to burn but time. Everybody's got the love, but they keep it inside.
Got nothing to burn but time. Oh, I love that too, the way you drive that out. Everybody's got the love, but they keep it inside.
Yeah.
Everybody does?
I mean, I could have put that in one of my most recent songs, Everybody's Got a Beating Heart. It's a similar sentiment, I think, that connects me very much to the same songwriter I still am. Is just, I'm not a person that's always great at sharing my emotions, and this was a song of me emoting and feeling in harmony with the world.
And having to use characters to speak honestly.
Maybe.
Yes. It's Oscar Wilde said we're never more honest than when we wear a mask. I always loved that. Yeah. Use the characters to say what you're feeling. I think this is it. This is where you come in, which I love. Great way to end this. Met an acquaintance. We were introduced with more in common than we had in our youth. I like that. She told me, you look the same. I said, I'm now a new man. She asked me, how does that work? I said, no, I give a damn. So I love that.
Started giving a damn.
Met on a acquaintance, we were reintroduced with more in common than we had in our youth. She told me, you look the same. I said, I'm now a new man. She asked me, how does that work? I started giving a damn, and I said,
Yeah, this takes place at the Hotel Cafe, where I was doing a lot of shows in LA.
So this happened.
Kind of. I re-met someone who I used to know, and I'd left LA, and I'd sort of started to really take music seriously, and it's a happy ending. It doesn't go on to the next day where I was probably depressed again, but it's
Right.
At this very moment I feel in charge and understanding myself.
Right. You become a new man because you care about other human beings, and that's what this song celebrates, right? Oh, I'm in the world. I should care about other people.
Yeah.
What a amazing
Something for
revelation.
Yeah, something for a 20-year-old to have to realize.
Very true. And that's what this album does. It's you recognizing that the world does not revolve around you, which is very hard to recognize when you're young. Mm-hmm. And you're a man. Specifically. Well, I can only speak as a man. But when you're young, you tend to think that, everything is about you and affects you. And although this is a very, what's the word? It's a personal record. You could even say you're sort of sparing your soul in a way. In this way, you're just saying, hey, other people are going through some stuff and it makes me feel better. Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
exclamation point.
the first song on the second side of Sounds Like This. We will continue with one of my favorite songs of Eric, the one that probably made me turn around and go, that was my rock and roll, the next song. All right, stay with us.
ask me, how does that work? I started giving a damn.